Welcome, everyone, to episode 62 of 1 Hour, 1 Decision, 1H1D. I am Chris.
And I am Tom.
And we take 60 minutes and play a random game on Xbox Game Pass and decide, Tom, do we like to see our feet in first person while we're running away from things?
Or would we rather just stick our head between our legs, Chris?
Well done. This episode, we're going to be talking about Resident Evil 7 Biohazard by Capcom. Although I don't know if they actually farmed this out to like an American place or whatever. But anyway, whatever. This game came out back in January of 2017. As always, I played this on the PC, and it was a whopping 21.85 gigabytes. Tom?
On the Xbox One, it was 22.0 gigabytes.
Ooh, okay.
Well, maybe that's just rounding.
Yeah, we'll say it's rounding.
It probably wasn't.
You got the extra oomph on the Xbox.
Just need that 150 megs for some reason.
Yeah. Who knows? More scaries. What kind of game is this?
First-person survival horror.
Mm-hmm. I just put first-person horror, but I was just mostly horrified.
Well, it's funny because you wrote FPS horror, and FPS, right? What you would normally mean shooter.
Yeah.
But here could mean survival. And then we would have the exact same answer again.
That's true. It is a survival. And you do shoot things too.
That's true. You do.
Very slowly, but you shoot things in this game.
Once you get there, then you can start shooting things.
Yes.
Takes a while.
Yeah, it does. I like everything in the game. Let's get into the game loop. What do we like? Well, no. What is the game loop, first of all?
I like yours, but search for clues about your missing wife and solve puzzles to advance the plot.
Yeah. I wrote slowly walk around a creepy house, completing objectives, trying not to get maimed.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of that in the first hour. There was a lot of maiming, actually.
Fair amount.
Yeah. As it should be, though. But, this is a Resident Evil game, and this is I think we talked about this in the last episode. This is the first, this is like a soft reboot of the franchise. Because RE6 went off the rails, like 4 and 5, and then 6 just went wherever it went.
They became a different genre of game.
Yeah. It's just like action game at that point.
Yeah.
Like weren't you like punching a crater or an asteroid at one point? In Chris Redfield was punching.
Yes, sure.
Something stupid like that. I was like, okay, whatever.
The characters slowly got more and more beefy and brolic looking.
Yes. Yeah. It was basically like a Dragon Ball Z episode by the end of it. But yeah, should we get into what we liked?
Yeah, why don't you start, Chris?
Sure. I mean, considering that the game at this point is a 5-year-old game, I have to say it still looks pretty damn good. That engine, whatever they used, I forgot the name of the engine. Someone brought it up during the stream, and I apologize. I forgot now. But it looks really good, and I'm sorry, I'm going to steal what you said, your first point there, but it was cool that the intro sequence, you're driving, I didn't realize that was a interactable moment when you were driving. So you could actually turn your head, look around in the car, and it just looked really good. There was some, even while the car was driving through, the scenery, I thought they went outside and took, recorded that image, that scene. But then when you saw the car, oh, okay, it looks kind of crappy, but the car made it look weird. But yeah, overall, this game looked just really good. And I think it harkens back to the original Resident Evil, right? There was just that incredible buildup of tension. Like there was just so much like the creepiness of like, first of all, wait, I wouldn't have even stepped forward in this place if that's where my wife was over there. I was like, yeah, she's dead. I'm out. I'm not going to save her. Like, I'm sorry, I love you, but you haven't responded to me in 2 years, and you're in that thing. Pass, hard pass. So, it was definitely a very scary place, and yeah, I could see my feet in this game. Although maybe I didn't want to. I don't know. It was creepy. You can see my feet, and you see your hands a lot. You see your hands a lot in this game.
Yeah.
What about you? Let's talk about what you liked about this game.
You mentioned it. I loved that intro sequence. Like right away, I was in the moment, and I was captured in there. I like games that teach me the controls as I need them, instead of trying to just like throw them all at me at once or whatever. Right. This game did a good job of, you're going through the intro sequence. It's like, this is, obvious stuff, but like use the stick to look around. And it's like, okay, now I can look around, do this to crouch, do this to that. Like, as you needed them, it kind of like unfurled the controls. But in a way that I didn't find obnoxious. And because you're kind of like going through this interactive cutscene, it works.
Yeah. Like basically not like Scarlet Nexus where they threw like 800 pop-ups at you.
Yeah. Don't do that. It's bad. It's bad game design. Don't do it. Right. I agree with you about the tension. I thought it was super creepy to play. Like the whole time I'm waiting for that thing to happen, whatever the thing is. I just like, something bad's going to happen. When's it going to happen? And they're doing just like a really good job of it.
Yeah.
I thought when you a little bit further in, and when you're actually in the game proper, they do that interesting flashback sequence where you play as the cameraman in like the Ghost Hunters, group. And I was like, this is a really cool way to show me where, certain secrets are, where it's like, it was on the VHS, it was recorded, but you're playing it. So like you're playing it, you see it happen in the past. And then you like switch back to the present, and you're like, oh yeah, I can go over there and do that thing now. Yeah.
It was a good way of continuing the story, but also giving you a little bit more backstory about this weird ass house. And they also had great effects with that, right? Like the VHS, kind of like the jet, like the static and stuff like that was there. It did a good job of doing that as well. I just don't know why people have why were they there to begin with, that crew? Like what?
Because that's a thing, Chris. People there are Ghost Hunters is a show, right? Or whatever it's called.
That's true.
People go, and I love the cynical way that like the main guy in that group is like, yeah, scary house, whatever. They all make noises like, like he knows that it's all bullshit. And he's just, like, well, we're going to film this anyway. And then we're going to throw it up on the, and make some scratch.
Definitely a jaded announcer, whatever he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was very cool. I thought that they did a good job of like keeping you in first person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of times, like in these games, they pull you out and like show everything. Like everything was just in your view, in your line of sight. And to bring up your like the whole tension thing, like every time I interacted with something, I was just like waiting for someone to do something to me. And the other kind of creepy part is like, you can, while you're doing that interaction, you could still turn your head. You know what I mean? So it's like you could turn and look and see if someone's like coming at you. So like I had my head on a swivel the entire time because I was just waiting for that jump scare, waiting for that thing to happen. I am so glad that there was an easy mode in this game because I don't think I would have gotten very far in the hour. if there was not an easy mode. I played this on easy mode. Did you play it on easy mode? Did you play it on normal mode?
I played it on normal.
Okay. All right. That's good.
I did die. I did die, probably because I was playing it on a harder difficulty, but
yeah. Apparently, if you beat the game once, there's another difficulty on top of that. And like we talked about, this game is very disturbing. There was a lot of disturbing imagery in this game,
for sure.
Like the scene where, I mean, there's like a multitude of scenes that I could talk about, but where you're sitting with that family. Did you get to that part? Did you get to the family part?
Yeah. In fact, one of my last note here of the things that I liked was that I got to that sequence. There's like a sequence where you get basically jumped and somebody goes, "Welcome to the family." And that happened to me at my hour, like at minute 60. That's when that happened to me. I was like, oh man, this is like a perfect way to end this hour. But I was having a good time playing the game, so I like let it run a couple more minutes just to see what happened on the other end of that. But yeah, there were like good moments where that really grabbed me when I was playing it. So
I was I guess because I was playing on easy mode, I think I got a little bit further than you in my hour. But yeah, I let that whole thing run through. You see, for some reason, the father like cuts off the kid's hand. There's a lot of hand removal in this game.
Yeah.
Or hand damaging in this game, which was, I guess it made sense because that's really outside of the hand. Like you see your legs a little bit, but that's what is always in your line of sight while you're playing the game. So it's like for you to lose it, like you see it, you can kind of feel it too.
Yeah.
In a way. But
so speaking of things we felt, Chris, why don't you talk about how much you hate playing scary games?
Well, it was a scary game. I'm not a big fan of playing scary games. I don't get I don't get that. I don't get why people play scary games. Like I'll watch a scary movie, but like a scary game to me feels like you're forcing me down this path. Like I have to, I don't know how to say it. Like a movie is my choice and like I will let it run through. Like in a game, I have control.
Right.
And like in my control, I should be able to be like, no, this looks weird. I'm out of here.
Right.
But it's like, I am on a roller coaster and I have no control over this. So, and it's like, I try to like not think about it in a way that, I'm not actually getting hurt. I'm not feeling these things, but it's like, I feel it so much more playing these games than I do watching a movie. And it's like, it's just, the other thing that really bothered me with this game, it was, again, I guess it's the point of it, but like, Ethan, the main character, he moves really slow. Like painstakingly slow. Well, even his run is like, come on, man.
Once he starts taking some damage, you kind of understand why, though, right? I mean,
but like, I mean, even the beginning, like during that tutorial part, as you're kind of walking through the house, I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, come on, man, get some gumption in your steps there. So, and I will say, I was definitely a little confused at times, even though they do tell you, like, on the computer, press tab to check your objectives and stuff like that. I felt like a lot of times I was a little confused or lost on what I was supposed to do next. But it was like, I think before I met Mia, I was I was walking around everywhere trying to figure out how to get to her. Right. I finally did. Obviously, I got to her, and that was kind of a weird thing. And I also thought it was kind of weird that Mia, who was at this place for 2 or 3 years, was it 2 years, 3 years?
3 years, I think he says.
3 years. Happened to have like Vidal Sassoon hair so healthy it shines kind of thing. Like she had some great hair. Like it was bouncy and full of life. Like I would think if you're down there in that cellar, your hair would be matted and gross and whatever. But hey, she had the opportunity to go and do her thing with whatever it is out down there. So, what about you, Tom? What did you not like about this game?
So maybe not to the level that you dislike it, but like I hate jump scares. I think jump scares are like the lowest form of low, and this game is full of them, right?
Yeah.
It also has, I wrote a note here and then it started to pay off later in the hour, but like, especially early on, there's like all this tension, but like literally nothing's happening. It's just tension. And I'm like, can a zombie show up already? Like, please. Right. Like at this point, I just something kill me. Like, please. Anything happen. Like, it's like the Alien game. It's like, there's all this tension. And then it's like, is the monster ever going to come? Or is, you know?
Right. I definitely feel like they took a Tarantino playbook right there of stretching it out as long as humanly possible. And then boom, like, you know, but I feel like the first the release of tension was kind of weak because like it was when she turns, right?
Yeah.
And then like you go down the stairs, you see her, she's there. And then like you see her crawling up. I was like, okay, it's kind of creepy. And I knew like the next thing that's going to happen is she's going to jump up or do something. I was like, all right, that wasn't great. Although like 2 minutes later, I said this during the stream. I was like, these jump scares are not good at all. Like, I can't believe what they thought this is scary. And literally, I jumped out of my chair because the next jump scare was like, oh my God.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, it was bad. I will also say first person Resident Evil is the new tank controls of Resident Evil. Because you are because it's first, it's like you have blinders. You can't really see anything, and you're moving so slowly that I think that's how they replicated tank controls in first person.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting.
I could see that. A couple of quick other little things that irritated me. Because of the jump scares and because of the whatever, I panicked and accidentally used some of my healing items, which I thought was kind of shenanigans. I didn't like that, especially since then I didn't have them afterwards and I needed them.
Right.
I also like. I mean, I guess it's a little bit of spoilers, but like, I mean, if you watch this show, I guess that's fine. Like,
I mean, the game's been out for 5 years, Tom.
And also we can only really talk about the first hour anyway. So
right.
But like, how are you supposed to kill your own wife? Like, this game is like, oh, all right, you get there, you've been trying to save her for this whole time, and then it's like, oh, and now you got to kill her, and I'm like, what? I'm like,
yeah, it was like there was no. I mean, I didn't hesitate either, but like. You find an axe and that's the first thing you do. You swing at her. I guess in a way that you as a player have that control, you could probably try to run away from her. But that's like, if the game designer hands me an axe and that's the only thing in front of me that I can use this axe on, I'm going to put my axe into it. So, yeah, I agree. Like the whole thing, he's panicking in the beginning. He's like, oh, I need to find my wife. Like the whole reason why he's there is he needs to find his wife. So then the follow-up thing too, he kills her. Why doesn't he just leave? Why does he still have to investigate everything? It's like, that's his whole objective is to find his wife. So get out of there.
Yeah, I found her. She's dead. Bye.
Yeah.
Game over.
Game over. Roll credits. That's it. This game's done in an hour. But they didn't do that. This guy wanted to keep investigating.
And to piggyback on something you said earlier, I did feel like there was a lot of like things that just felt inescapable. You had no choice. You were being railroaded into a decision or into a thing, triggered cutscenes, no kind of like creative problem solving. It's all very like, you need X to do Y, and you have to do it in this particular order. And that in current year, that feels a little lame. I like games that give you a little bit more freedom to solve the problem your own way.
And Resident Evil is known for like those kind of serial puzzles, right?
Yeah,
where you have to solve it in a particular way, and that's how you progress. So, and we didn't really have many puzzles at all yet, but I'm sure there are further on down the game. So, whatever. So that's anything else to bring up? So should we talk about other notables, other thoughts here?
I think we touched on it earlier. The only note that I had written down was this game definitely gives me classic Resident Evil vibes, which I thought was good because the last few Resident Evils were just action games.
Yeah, agreed.
Like they weren't horror at all. This is definitely horror. So
absolutely.
Kudos for that.
Yeah. Good job, Capcom. I will make note that this is Xbox Play Anywhere capable. So that means you can play this on the Xbox or the PC, and your saves carry to their either system. How Long to Beat says this game takes about 9.5 hours to beat.
It's pretty reasonable.
Yeah, it's reasonable. And I did a little research, and I will never ever do this way. There's a VR mod for this game.
Oh, so I assume for the PC.
For the PC, like you need to have the game and then a particular application to like enable it on VR. But yeah, I will never play this game in VR. And maybe because they already did Resident Evil 4 in VR, maybe they will do Resident Evil 7 in VR. They'll bring that in.
Yeah. It's
definitely a possibility, and I will definitely not be playing that because that will crap my pants. I will definitely crap my pants playing that game. So those are our thoughts. Now, Tom, we have to give it a final decision.
Yeah.
Are we going to keep playing this one?
See, I think most people can figure out where we're going here. To be quite honest, Chris, and this will not surprise you and probably won't surprise them, horror is not my genre. I have no desire to continue to play a horror game. I just don't. But with all that said, I think it's a good one. So like if you liked horror, I think you'd be really into this. I'm not into horror, so I'm not into this.
Right. Yeah. I will not in my own volition play this game. But if we get to 100 subscribers on YouTube by the time our next episode rolls out, I will finish this game on stream.
Wow.
But on easy mode. Other than that, I will not play this game. But an asterisk. If we get to 100 subscribers, I will finish the game.
I mean, that's a pretty big deal, Chris.
Yeah, it is.
You understand that you're going to have to play another 9 hours of this at a minimum, right?
I know. But I'm playing it easy. I'm hoping I can get through it.
All right.
I'm hoping. But yeah, that's our thoughts. That's our decisions. So let us know what you think about this game. Follow us and say hello on Twitter at TC1H1D or shoot us an email at TC1H1D@outlook.com. Check out our next streams on Twitch at twitch.tv/1H1D. And if you're watching this podcast on YouTube, send us a comment down below and we promise to try to read and comment on them. And as always, 1H1D is part of the QTV network. And if wrestling is your thing, check out Double DQ Wrestling Podcast with Enzo and Biggs. Oh, okay. Oh, look at that.
Happy to be wearing a Hardy Boys shirt.
Amazing. So check them out at quitthebill.com/double DQ. So Is that Tom, right? But are we done with the show?
No. We can't leave yet. We have to tell them what we're going to play next time.
We do. You're right. This next game has actually been a request. Yeah, it's a request from a friend of the show, Adrian, aka Depunked. He runs a podcast himself, Blue Ruby's podcast, with Gore the Movie Guy, the guy who mentioned Telling Lies to us. And the game is called Bug Fables. There's a subtitle too. I forget now, but
something about sapling.
Yes, the endless sapling or something like that. Yeah. So we're going to be playing that game next and giving you our thoughts on the first hour of it. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next one.
Thanks, everybody.